When you arrived in New York, how old were you?
When I just came, it was okay because I finished school 40 languages here.
Oh, okay. Of course. You make it sound so easy.
Then I had 11 years of experience in languages.
Wow.
Here.
Which one?
First I studied at UNHCR, and I've done that for most of my experiences from there. I mean, they are happy, but честно молодец, что каждый мог взять по чуть-чуть. А я сейчас думаю, что я еще не заказала? Что так мало? Чай, говоришь, там будет 15 штук. А вот этих мало. Эти же мало едят, знаешь, по кусочку берут и едят, да? Ну, ты должен сорваться, если не свой, между собой через силы. Нет, печеньки там чай больше. Все нормально. Вот так, да?
По-моему, это нормально. А ну на минуту, за минуту дай посмотреть. Просто я смотрю, чтобы прямая трансляция.
А вот это еще раз, Ахмед, выключи, проверь. Попробуй включить. Еще раз.
I like it better with the line.
With line. Включай.
Okay, may I,
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'll give you a marker.
Okay. Abdullah?
Yep.
Okay, help me. I'm at your disposal. Okay. Oh, it's great. Okay, so if you want, are you going to video it? Okay. Okay, so how do I put this one over here so that we can see it here? So the students can see this right here, right? Okay.
Ахмед, ты же флешку закинул. Кондиционер флеш.
I don't need that.
Ага. Хорошо. Хорошо, что не меньше. Удивительно. А другие результаты не знаешь?
Только по истории считать. По математике считать.
есть влажная салфеточка?
Возьмите, пожалуйста.
Ты знаешь, что я сказала? Я сказала, без 15 всех здесь быть. Да. Маршал, да. Нет, 4-й этаж. Да, нужно зайти внутри там здания и подняться на 4-й. Да. Да. Угу, так-то. А вы сразу, вы как раз на нас натыкаетесь на 4-м этаже.
А позвони еще, посмотри.
Знаешь, Зин, чтобы сейчас их найти? Я не знаю, потому что я, знаешь, где-то 10 школ пригласила, я никого не вижу. Ну ладно. Знаешь, никого не вижу. Где это пригласила? Ева будет, Лиза будет, Жанна и Аза, одна из девчонок будет. Очень, знаешь, я это называю? Наши обычные резиденты клуба, да, они, наверное, хотят переждать этот учительский момент и прийти позже однозначно. Давай, Зинка. Ага. Я вчера посмотрела 10 школ, и я никого не вижу, где делись. Хорошо. Вы можете плащ повесить, расположиться нормально. Вы знаете, вы можете уйти, когда вам удобно, но мы будем здесь, подозреваем, долго. До 8:30 однозначно. Ага, пусть не ждет. На Фейсбуке, да?
Так, скоро начнем. Угу. Так.
Тебе сколько лет? 2 или 3? Ай, да. Смотри, сначала вот это, да, потом это. Сейчас, когда мы еще увидим, ну, смотри, я боюсь, что они ну, мы сейчас, знаешь, как, посмотрим, еще придет несколько человек, и можем процесс перекуса начать. Вы не в курсе, когда они это с доставкой, они же режут, они порезаны.
pencil, another pencil, the other pencil, the other pencils. Hand it to me, give, hand them to me, give. Hand me them, hand me it, give.
If nobody comes, we can video it and you can play it if you.
Окей. Смелее.
Idiosyncrasy of the school. What? Idiosyncrasy.
Можно так и на половине. А вот эту вторую деталь с этой наружной стороны, она вот так. We can change it, by the way, we can change your chair. This one is better.
This one is dangerous.
Take this, в этом случае опасно. Так сказать. Привет, Дима.
Russian on one side and English on the other side. Do you know where I can get some of those? I'm thinking maybe books. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try to start with Russian again. I studied a lot of Russian, but I don't use it. It's difficult to find speakers. And I looked on Amazon online and they're expensive. You know, and I'm like, can you tell me where?
Абдулла, все-таки ваши книжные получше, чем здесь, просто. И вот эти вот, где на одной стороне текст на английском,
Ага.
на русском, там легче найти.
Найдем.
so many stories, but pictures. In his studio, next to it, there's an exhibit of photos. It's old photos. It was mostly during the
Сейчас уже Луиза режет чайники, мы должны, не стесняясь, подходить и приглашаться. Вот тоже будет, вот здесь будет. Некоторым присутствующим учителям будет какие-то и позже уже все люди могут узнать слушай, это и инновация сказала, и все впечатления могут отучиваться. Девочки, Ахмед, давайте специализируйтесь. А сейчас будет никакой, давайте ждите. Можно даже тарелочку разложить, ну так, чтобы все вместе Пожалуйста, не охлаждаются, идите.
Thank you.
before we start, I want to give a short presentation. For those who don't know what is this, all of this. Have you ever been here? Jana, you've been here. And some people came for the first time. I just want to explain that this is a co-working center, and it was founded in 2016, 2 years ago, by Ahmed Sultan. And the aim of creating this place was to create a working atmosphere, a business atmosphere for people, for young people to come here, and they stay here. Many of them just join the permanent staff right there. They stay here and they work here. Other people can just come and rent a place, a working place, and do their stuff, whatever they want. Spend a couple of hours, the whole day, maybe a few days, always. We have different people coming here, teachers. They also have personal, private classes over there. And here, we give English classes. And this is our regular club meeting. Today, it's number 44. Because when the center was created, a little bit later, Ahmed came up with the idea of starting an English club, English speaking club. For those who want to come and practice their English, different people, school children like those guys, people from all over Ingushetia and so on. And what I want to say is that last year we met Abdullah, who came here with a couple of Japanese guests.
It was already last year.
It was last year, I think it was autumn, and he came with Japanese guests who were visiting Georgia and Chechnya, and they came here. Thank you, Abdullah. And since then, we have this tradition that he brings any international or whatever guest, a tourist coming to Grozny, brings him or her here for Wednesday meeting, okay? For the club meeting. And just more information about the center. Almost every day, every evening, except for Thursday, we have English classes here for different levels. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And on Wednesday, on top of that, we have club meetings. So some people who attend the classes, they also come to the club. And during the classes, they get the knowledge of grammar, they enrich their vocabulary, they do everything, and then they put it into practice during the meetings, club meetings. And finally, I left it for the dessert. Let me introduce Michael. Michael is an English teacher. He came from Texas, and he's also visiting Grozny for 1 month, right?
For 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, and he's visiting. Well, he's not visiting, but he's Abdullah's friend. I think. Yeah, you can just explain.
He volunteered to teach English in my English studio.
Okay, and together with Abdullah, correct me if I'm mistaken, together with Abdullah, they give joint lessons, right?
Yeah, video lessons.
Video lessons, English lessons. And at the School of the Foreign Languages, Britannica in Grozny, right? Okay, and what else? That was the last point. So the club is created not only for those who speak English, as you understand, for anybody who is interested to come, to listen, to practice, or just listen, if they can just understand without really speaking. And every week we come up with the idea of a new topic to discuss, like culture, education, countries, the Caucasus, and other types. We discuss, we go around the group, and we answer the questions. We have a PowerPoint presentation. When Michael came here once, last week already, this is his second visit tonight, and we told him that we are suggesting the idea of having a just go on and continue talking about the United States of America. You can also ask questions and we will discuss that. We have to finish the meeting before 9 o'clock p.m., okay? Because this is, for some people this is too late to go back home, to Suja, very late. We start? Okay? And, ребята, там еще. Давайте, следующий.
Can we have one more chair over here, please? Good evening. My name's Michael. Thank you for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to be with you. Tonight, let's put heads together and brainstorm. Let's put heads together means let's work together. Let's brainstorm means let's discuss, think about ways to find new creative ideas, to find solutions to problems, to make new strategies about teaching and learning. So first I'd like to say something about ground rules, basic rules. If you don't understand me, please say something. Please say, Michael, please repeat. Michael, speak slowly and clearly. Say something, because if we're together for over an hour and you leave and you say, wow, it was boring, I didn't understand anything. It's not good. So, if you have a question, raise your hand or just say, Michael, please repeat, or I have a question. I'm fine with that. Okay, please repeat, pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Put down. Put down. Pick up. Pick up. Put down. Put down. Pick up. Pick up. Put down. Okay. Yeah. Believe me, when I'm retired, so tonight this is interesting for me. It's the first presentation for me in 15 years. So, but when I was a teacher, I was a working teacher, I was very active. Okay, I need 2 volunteers to help me. So one volunteer here and 1 volunteer here. It's a surprise. No, it's easy. You know, please, sit down. Yeah. One more? Okay. Now, okay, in English, pick up, put down, pick up, put down. Please repeat, pick up, put down. My objective in this presentation tonight is to give you some other examples of other strategies about teaching language and learning language. In classes, we use books all of the time. In Ingushetia, in Chechnya, in Canada, United States, Germany, we use books in classes for language. However, there are other strategies about teaching language and learning language, but no books, without books. And I know because I learned Spanish like a child. I never used a dictionary.
I never had a grammar book. I never had a translation from English into Spanish. I just listened and repeated, like little children learn. You understand me? Okay, so we're going to do something with pick up and put down. And it's about, what's this about? What is this? It's a pencil, of course. And what's this? It's also a pencil? Thank you. It's a yellow pencil. How many? How many? One. Put it down. How many? One yellow. What's this? Green. Okay, it's a green pencil. Okay, so what is a pencil? It's one pencil. Okay, now watch this. Can you come around here, please? Eva, and what's your name?
My name is Jana.
Okay, Johnny, pick up a pencil. How many is A? How many is A? One. Pick up a pencil. Okay? Eva, pick up a pencil, please. Okay. Eva, pick up a green pencil. How many? How many is a green pencil? One. Okay. John, pick up a yellow pencil, please. Okay. John, pick up another yellow pencil. Okay. Excuse me. So what? So what's the difference? A pencil, how many? One. And other pencil, one more. Please hand me that marker. Thank you. So a pencil is one, just one. And other means one more. Okay? Teacher, why is this A and why is this N? Thank you. So O is not the consonant, it's a vowel. So what are the vowels? Do you remember the vowels? A, I, O. Okay, those are. Okay, those are vowels. Okay, Eva, pick up a pencil. A pencil. Pick up, what color is that pencil?
Green.
Green, okay. Pick up another green pencil, please. Okay. Now, Eva, pick up a pencil. How many is a pencil? One. Pick up the other pencil. The other pencil is the last pencil. Okay, put them down. Okay, now. Okay, Eva, pick up a pencil. Pick up another pencil. Pick up another pencil. What color is that pencil?
The last one.
The last one.
I think it is red.
It's red. Okay. Pick up another red pencil. Okay. Pick up, what color is that one?
This one.
No, that one. Pick up, pick up the other red pencil. Okay. Thank you. Put them down. Okay. Do you understand this? Okay. Now, one moment. We're not finished. One green pencil. How many? Pick up a green pencil. How many? One. Now, what do you see? What are the colors? Green, yellow, and red. Okay, now, Johnny, please pick up the other pencils. Put them down, please. Okay. You know, this is a short presentation. If I did this with a group, I would do it much longer with a lot of practice. Many times, if the class was a good class, what I did was I didn't put the grammar in. We practiced for an hour. And after an hour, I said, okay, you don't have a grammar book. You tell me the grammar. What's the grammar? What's the grammar?
Articles.
Articles. So, A, what is A?
One.
It's one. What is this? Red. Okay, a red pencil. Okay? And we make the grammar, we made the grammar together, not with a book. Many students said, oh, I understand the words in the grammar book, but I don't understand the concept. Do you understand my idea? Okay. So, let's do one other thing. What's this? Hand. Everybody. Hand. Okay. It's a hand, but also it's a verb. Let me pick up a red pencil, please. Okay. Hand it to me. Give it to me. Thank you. Okay. Pick up a yellow pencil, please. Give it to Eva. Eva, give it to her. So, in English we can say and or give. Those are synonyms. We can say hand it. How many is it? One or many?
One.
It's one. Well, I can say hand it to me, or I can say hand me it. Okay, sometimes students say, oh, teacher, I know this grammar, this is easy grammar, it's easy. I know it. I say, excuse me, what's your telephone number? My telephone number is 472. Excuse me, what are you doing? I'm translating. Oh, no, it's not good. It's not good. Why not? For this grammar, pick up, put down, hand me, give me, pass me, those are very, very common, very frequent where? For example, in a restaurant, if I have dinner with you, if I go to a supermarket, to a shopping center, to the library, bookstore, everyday life is very common. So my objective is for you to see this and think about it, but also for you to get an idea how to practice this, because it's very important and you want to do it quickly. Also, if you have the opportunity to speak with a native speaker of English from the United States, Canada, England, Australia, New Zealand, and people say, Henniet. Henniet. Can you understand that? That's, many native speakers speak very quickly, like in New York. Is that true? Yeah. I'm from Texas. We speak slowly. But in New York, people have restaurants. You understand? In New York, people speak very quickly. Henniet, please. Excuse me? Okay. So another objective is for you to have practice so that you can do this more or less automatically and quickly, and also so that you understand when a native speaker speaks quickly with this. Okay, so I'm making it quickly, but I'm going to make it shorter because we don't have a lot of time. So let's look, how are we going to do this? Emma, pick up a green pencil, please. Okay? Hand it. How many is it? One. Is one. Hand it to me. Pick up another green pencil, please. Hand it to John. Or to her. Okay? Pick up a red pencil, please. Okay? Hand me it, please. So, I can say, hand it to me, or hand me it. Okay, please repeat. Hand it to me.
Hand it to me.
Hand it to me.
Hand it to me.
Hand me it.
Hand me it.
Hand me it.
Hand me it.
I remember one student one time said, "Teacher, I don't understand. Hand me it. I looked in the dictionary. I can't find hand it." I said, "No, because those are 3 words. But when people speak, they put the words together quickly." Okay, so this is for one. This is one. This is one. One. This is one. This is one. Over here, this is for plural. This is more than one. Plural is what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I can say, Eva, pick up those pencils, please. Pick up the pencils. Pencils. Okay? Hand them to me, please. Okay? Here. I'm giving them back. Eva, hand them to her. Okay? Please hand them to Eva. Eva, please put them down. Okay? Jonathan, how many pencils do you have? Please, what? Put them down. Please take them, hand them to Eva. Eva, put them down, please. Okay? How is this? Perfect. Are you okay with this? Okay. Again, thank you very much. Okay, again, the idea. now I'm going to show you also another activity that's a little different. Also, it's not with a book. It's not with a grammar book. And I prepared some papers with names, some verbs, some ideas. And the way that I usually did this activity, in the many classrooms where I worked, I had many blackboards, whiteboards, green boards, and I could always put these papers like this. Okay? If I didn't have a whiteboard or a blackboard, I'm okay. Yeah. It's good. Okay. If I didn't have a lot of blackboards or whiteboards, I always put, in the U.S. we have, it's like a gum or glue. You can put here, and then you can put it here. Oh, okay. Okay, it's fine. Oh, can I put it up? No. Okay. Sometimes teachers say, why are you doing that? It's a lot of work to prepare. Okay, I prepared some names, Abdullah, Madina, Michael, Eva, and he, she, it, we, you, I, and verbs, frequent verbs, eat, sleep, drink, walk, talk, run, speak. I did a lot of those, but I laminated the papers. And I put the papers together like this. I used them for 10 years. And the question, why are you going to do this? I can use the grammar book, or I can go to the board. Do you use the board a lot in your classes? The blackboard, the whiteboard? Yeah. And I did too. And it's good. However, I also like this system with these papers. One reason is I had good success with it, and the students liked it, and I think they learned a lot from it. I can't give you a reason for this. I can't give you a reason from psycholinguistics, but I know from experience, I saw it many times when students, little children or old learners, when they touch and they move things, there's a connection from here to here to here. I can't give you a reason. I don't know a theory in psycholinguistics, but I saw it many times. Okay, so. Okay, does somebody, so the first thing we're going to do is, so I have some words, I have speak, I have Abdullah, I have English, Arabic, speaks. So the first thing is, I would like one person to come up and make a statement. What's a statement? if I say I speak English, that's a statement. Do you speak English is a question. Okay, so a statement means something I think, I believe. A question is not a statement. A question means I ask for something. A statement, I tell you something, I think. So, a sentence, I tell you, that's a statement. A question, I ask you, that's not a statement. Okay, so first, this is not so important. What's important is somebody come up here and make a statement, not a question. And by the way, when I do this, also it's necessary to finish. We finish a sentence. We finish a statement. What punctuation? What punctuation do we use at the end of a statement? A question mark, a period, or a comma? We put a period. What do we put at the end of a question?
Question mark.
Question mark. Okay. So, make a statement and put a punctuation, please. You have to move it around. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, so please read it. Read it. Yes.
Abdullah speaks English.
Period. Excellent.
This is what I think.
Do you know cards? You know cards? Okay, so in cards you shuffle. Please shuffle the papers. Okay? Put them down, please. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're going to make a question. So what punctuation do we put for a question? A period, question mark?
Question mark.
Okay. Please put a question mark over there. Perfect. Okay. Now here's the fun part. Okay. So now I want the students to make a question. So when we make a question for this, here are possibilities. Did, does, don't, does, do, didn't. Is it easy?
Yes.
Let's see. Okay. So make a question. You have to take one word, and maybe you take out one word. If you need 2 minutes, it's okay. I don't know how you do.
In present, in past.
Well, one moment, please wait. The next one will be yesterday. Okay, but this one is present.
Does Abdullah speak at all? Speak what? Speak at all. Right.
Okay.
Не придерешься.
One little thing.
Just should be.
Please shuffle. Please shuffle. Okay. Put it down. Put them down. Put them down. Okay. Okay. Now, please look. Take one.
You did this.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Now, by the way, what's the difference between? What's the difference?
Difference. Большая буква.
What's the
Big
pronunciation?
letter.
Capital letter.
Да, capital letter.
What's this?
Small one.
Small letter. We begin sentences, we begin questions with capital letters. Okay. Pronunciation. Does. Everybody. Does. Does. Great. Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot one thing. What did I forget?
Он не просмотрел все карточки просто. Он так наткнулся на час раз поставил.
Правильное слово все равно. Один фильм, большое спасибо.
Много само.
Я думала, вы слово проверить.
Сам говорить без этого, без грамма, без книжек, это большой был. Ах, я смог здесь.
Что он нас не понимает? Время говорения там не видно.
Прикинь, вот мы его понимаем, а он нас нет.
Он понимает.
Ну а что тогда?
У нас преимущество.
Okay.
А?
У нас преимущество.
А он русский.
Okay, what was the question? Does, what was the question? Does Abdullah speak
English.
Okay, next volunteer. Next victim.
Next week.
Идите быстро.
Мы тебе поможем.
Come on.
Кстати, я надеюсь,
Does, oh, one moment.
В этот момент наши дети устроят пожар. Дальше. Ничего только не придумается, это время, как он будет искать. Другое слово было, чтобы нет было.
Вопрос же сейчас надо.
Снова, наверное, нам нужно, чтобы сейчас было. Какой-нибудь язык он говорит. Нашла язык другого, что вчера. Вчера он говорил на английском. Ясно. Чё? Мини-грамматический курс. Прошедший.
Okay. Now make a question. Make a,
Вопрос свой сделать.
you know, a lot of times activity. Students, you can do this with a group like 5 or 6, and maybe 5 or 6 go to that blackboard, 5 or 6 at that blackboard.
Competition.
One thing that works very well is when you practice an activity, and then you practice an activity, and then you practice more in groups. For example, this activity with the pencils. So the two students that the two volunteers were really good. So one thing you can do is you can do this with 4 students, 4 volunteers. And if everything is okay, then you say, okay, you got it? Do you understand? And then the students say, yeah, or I don't understand. And you say, okay, Eva, you go over there. That's with 3 students. You're group number 1. And then you can take your group number 2 over there, and you practice together. And then group 3, group 4. So let's see. What did they ask? Okay, please read. Okay, does he speak English? Okay, now if I put yesterday, if I put yesterday, now changing. So did he speak English last night? Okay, please read the questions. Did he speak English last night? Answer?
Yes.
Yes, he
Did.
Yes, he did. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Now, because we don't have a lot of time, I made these papers also with am, is, are, was, were for the verb
To be.
Okay. And one problem for the verb to be is when do I use? Do, does, did. When do I use? Verb be. And, is, are, was, were. Okay. One way you can practice is you can because we don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to show you this with am, is, are, was, were. But I always practice this and tell the students we use be plus adjective. Teacher, what is an adjective? Okay? An adjective is a word. It describes, it gives information about a person. For example, describe me. Describe me. Michael is
Tall.
Michael is tall. Michael is not rich. So, Michael is
American. American.
Michael is American. Yes.
Michael is bilingual.
Okay, so you can practice be verb plus adjective, and then you can do this activity, but with papers with not do, does, did, and is, are, was, and were. Again, I would like to repeat. I'm not doing this presentation for you to copy this, only to give you some ideas. Maybe you have another idea. With the pencils, I got this idea because when I worked in Colombia, in Latin America, South America, I never used a dictionary or a grammar book. I watched children do this every day, and little children, and I listened, and I learned this in Spanish, but not with a grammar book. Nobody told me. So in Spanish, it's dámelo, hand it to me, hand me it, and so it's this system. I got this idea from learning another language and watching children, the way children learn a language. You know, a 4-year-old doesn't learn with a dictionary. Okay, so because of the time, I want to say one quick thing. If I had a class and I wanted to practice with adjectives, sometimes you can look in the book and you see the faces. He is happy, she is sad, she is friendly, she is beautiful, she is intelligent, he is young. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I like to use videos or pictures from a magazine, but videos. You can take a little video or a little movie and play 1 minute, stop. Okay, look. Describe that person. He's young, he's old, she's friendly. And that's a good practice for be, verb, and adjective. This is more or less, I have 2 more things and then I'm finished. Is this okay? Yeah. Okay. One thing I love to do was use films. Not a full film always, but a short film, a short movie, a CD. And I always told students, you know, with language, with communication, maybe 50% of communication is grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. But
Не знаю, я учитель.
Аномалия английского реальных определений.
Найдите ссылку на
Вот, по-моему, учителя, да? Ты тоже учитель?
Да.
maybe 50% of communication is grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. The other 50% is non-verbal communication. For example, what does that mean? It means body language, it means facial expressions, and it means gestures. And I always told students, okay, your homework, go to a bus stop, go to the taxi stand, go to the market, and watch people watch people, watch how close people are or how far apart. Okay, for example, I need, Michael, can you help me?
Is this Michael or Mohammed?
No, I said that
Michael.
Oh, one second.
Давай, Майкл. Онлайн.
Okay. Okay. Hi. My name's Michael. What's your name?
My name is Michael too.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay? Okay, stop. Thank you. That's it. I go. Okay.
Muhammad. My name is Muhammad, but
The people say Michael.
on the England call me Michael.
Okay. So,
I totally know that Michael.
okay, I will remember the next time. Okay, please tell me. Please tell me, what did you observe? What did we do?
British, shake hands.
Shaking hands.
Okay. After we shook hands, what did I do?
Introduce yourself.
I introduced myself, we shook hands, and then what did I do?
Step back.
I stepped back.
For distance.
Okay, I stepped back. Why? Because in the United States, when we meet people for the first time, I don't know a new person, I always remember my space. What is my space? My space, this is my space. This is very, very American, this idea, my space. It means in the United States, in American culture, the individual person is very, very important. And when I meet someone I don't know, this is my space, and I step back. The next time I know him, I will step back. I know him. Why is this important? It's important if you meet Americans for the first time, and then you step back. Don't worry, it's typical. Maybe not every person, but it's very common. However, in other countries, this concept, my space, what is that? It's a different kind. I observe, for example, many people from the U.S. in South America on the bus, and the people are like this, and the Americans from the U.S., what? Oh, I don't like this. This is my space. How big is my space? It's like this. So, when you watch American movies or videos, you can observe, look at the people on the train, on a bus, how close the people are, or how far they are away. Because my space is an interesting part of American culture. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about.
It's about American.
Sorry? It's okay. Your English is a lot better than my Russian.
You said about space.
Yes. That's a good idea. Yeah, man, there are a lot I saw it today. We came from the coast.
How does it feel?
Sorry?
How does it feel? I'm hot and tired.
Yeah, it was very interesting for me. Okay, so here's the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then you will ask me questions, or we will discuss together. One warm-up activity, one activity I did before class started to get the students thinking in English. For example, on Monday, the students didn't speak English on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Monday, I need a warm-up to start them again with English. One thing I did for grammar, conversation, I took a song like, do you know that song from John Lennon and the Beatles called Imagine?
Yes.
Yeah, do you know that one?
Of course.
Yeah. Is it easy to understand the words?
I hope so, because Beatles is the group that
That is the, okay. So I took a song like Imagine from John Lennon. And I took only the first part of it, and I wrote it down. Okay, I wrote it down, and then I cut out maybe 5 or 6 keywords, not really words, but words that are very important. I cut them out. Okay? And for a warm-up, when the students came to class, it was necessary for me. I'm checking present, absent, I'm giving some papers back to the students. And one student has a CD. He's playing the first part of the song. And the students have a copy. They're listening to the song. But maybe 10 words are cut out, okay? And so one student's playing this song, only the first part, for maybe 5 minutes. He repeats it 6 or 7 times. So when I finish present, absent, here, not here, I finish all of that. I hand all the papers from the last class, homework. Then together, I always start, you like the song? Yeah, I loved it, or didn't like it, whatever. What's this song about? Is it about love? Is it about relationship? Okay. And then I said, okay, let's look at this and you tell me, what did you write in those empty spaces? And I can use a projector with a screen, and together we put heads together, and then we put the answers up on the screen. And students usually love that. You can do the same thing with a reading class. You can practice. You can take with children. You can take 8 or 10 keywords, practice together, and you don't look at the reading, you don't look at the text. You just practice the vocabulary. The next day, when the students of the next class, when they come, you read the story together. You talk about the story. If you talk about the 10 words, and close your books, and you ask the student, okay, let's summarize the story. Let's talk about the story. And one student can go to the board, and you retell the story again understand my idea? Okay. I don't know if you do something like this or not, but for me, it worked. This worked very well because I used those words one day. The next day, we practiced those words. We practiced the story. We talked about the story. We retold the story. We summarized the story. And the final practice is the closed passage with the 10 words, and the students put them in. Okay.
When you say the story, you need some lyrics of this song?
Yes. Yeah.
Ты пока не выезжай, ты видишь?
Okay. So that's
Нет, еще не закончилось выставляться. Мы тебе позвоним сразу, хорошо? Пока сидим
that's
дома.
all for me.
Они полчаса точно.
Some ideas. These are just ideas. So now, what would you like to talk about? I mean, is that okay?
Yeah.
What would you like to talk about?
Would you like to talk about America? United States? Any questions?
Are you lived in England?
No.
It looks like one person, you know.
I hope it's good.
Michael, you know.
Maybe you have some professional questions, teachers. Give us.
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Her question was, is it necessary for an activity to be connected exactly with the topic or the focus in that class? Let me answer this way. I started working with young children a long time ago. Then I worked with adults later. So I always, in my mind, for every class, I had the idea what the end result was going to be, where I wanted to go. Because with me and the students, we were going together on a road somewhere. There was an end result. It wasn't chaos. It wasn't just speaking. There was a definite goal, objective, or purpose. So, for me, there are two philosophies. One philosophy is we go on a straight road and we don't go right and we don't go left. Okay. We are only going to go to the final destination. That's not my philosophy. It is for some teachers, and I hear that. I have heard that many times. My philosophy is there are many ways to get to the final destination. I can go to the right, and I can go to the left, I can go like this, because the road to the final destination is not a straight road. It has many curves. So I always, like I told you, if you have a question, please ask. And I know occasionally there were times where there was maybe a crazy kind of question or something that I thought was too far here or too far over there, and it didn't go to the final destination. But my answer is, I think you can always go like this. You are the leader. You are the leader, and you can lead the students one way or the other. You must, however, have some guides, some limitations. But I never had a problem going like this. For example, in in a class, sometimes in a beginning class, in the story, all of the verbs are present tense. My name is Michael. I live in Texas. I like literature. I love music. Okay, and then and one sentence says Michael was in Ingushetia last year. And the students, oh, what is that? What is was? Because the other verbs are is. I said, what do you think that means? Last year, is that now? Is that tomorrow? Oh, teacher, what tense is that? That is past tense. So, okay? The students are not motivated.
You know, they think that their future career is English. That's why they think, well, I'm going to be in commerce or that's why they choose to learn English.
Okay, my answer to that is, last week I told you I've been in 50 countries. Okay, and I can tell you, I was a student in Germany at university many years ago. And at that time, I spoke German everywhere, on the street, all of the people, because people didn't know English. Now, if I travel, if I go to Germany, if I go to China, if I go to Moscow, for example, if I go to a hotel in Moscow, a little hotel with 10 people from 10 different countries. What language are they going to speak? Russian? If they come from Colombia, Brazil, United States, English. So my answer to the students is, do you like music? Do you like movies? Do you like maybe to travel? Because English is the language that opens doors, not only for jobs, for work, but for contact with people. Yeah. So, if you tell a teenager, English is great. Okay, you want to be a lawyer or architect, and you don't need English for your job, your work, your career. But if you want to travel, if you want to go to the Czech Republic, if you want to go to Greece, if you want to go to France, they want French. But if you want to go to many countries, English is the common language. Sure. Sorry? Yeah, when I was a student of Russian a long time ago, I remember reading Anna Akhmatova, for example, or Yevgeny Yevtushin, but also some other literature, Sergei Domatov. I don't know if you know. Can I ask you a question? So you have a little idea tonight about my teaching style. Tonight it was very interesting to be with you, and also for 2 weeks with Abdullah, because teacher has his or her own teaching system. I never say that's a bad system, my system is better. It's just different, not better, but it's different. And for me, it's interesting to be here because I have no idea how you learn English. I don't know how you learn English in the schools, in primary school, secondary school, university, a language institute. I have no idea. I don't know. I know in other countries it's a different system. So tonight you had a little idea about my teaching system. Is it similar, the same, a little different, or from?
Now we are coming closer to the system. We had to read and translate the dictation. That's all. It was a fast process. But now we need communication. That's the goal.
There was no place to practice.
No place, but people were not allowed to travel abroad once in 5 years to English-speaking countries. No foreigners coming.
Sure. Oh yeah, I get it.
What's better when the student feels stressed and or relaxed?
Okay, oh, it's a great question, and it leads me to a question. Okay, I felt stressed the very first day I arrived to a Colombian family and they didn't speak English. And I didn't speak Spanish. So they were speaking with me for 3 hours, and I was very, very hungry. I didn't know how to say I'm hungry. And so finally, I said pizza, lasagna, macaroni, and they said, oh, usted italiano. That means you're Italian. And that was stress. However, it was a great family. It was a great family, and every day I learned a lot of just speaking and listening and things like this. So, to answer your question, I think, this is my personal opinion, I think the student needs to be relaxed. It's a key. It's really a key. And so, if the teacher is relaxed, I think the students also can relax. If the teacher is not relaxed, I think it makes a barrier, it makes a blockade for the student. That's my opinion. So that was stress for food. But after that, I felt very comfortable with that family. And they only spoke Spanish to me. Usually in my classes in Colombia and other places, usually the students said, for example, the first day, the students looked at my body language. If I'm like this, maybe the students were afraid or something, but usually I was very relaxed, and the students looked at my body language and they said, this teacher is okay. So I think the teacher needs to be relaxed, situation, that environment. That's my opinion. Do you agree with me, or? Yeah, I mean, leave the comfort zone sometimes is with tests. The examinations in the program where I work, the examinations were difficult. The examinations were academic examinations, not daily English. So they were difficult. That was stressful. That was a lot of stress for students. I always tried to tell the students, what we practiced in the class, that's what you're going to see on the examination. And that helped. That helped. With stress, sometimes it happens. I think stress can be good also. I remember I had a long time ago, I had a friend, she was a ballerina. And I said, do you get nervous when you go to perform Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake or something like that? And she said, every time. Mom, but you have worked as a ballerina for many, many years. She said, if I didn't feel stress, it wouldn't be good. Because when I feel stress, it gives me energy. And so even tonight, for me, it wasn't so stressful, but it wasn't a new experience for me, but it was an experience I haven't had for 15 years. The last presentation I did was about 15 years ago. Yes, I've worked some private classes, but I haven't done a presentation like this. And you never know what's going to happen. So I wasn't like this, but I had butterflies in my stomach. You know that expression, butterflies in my stomach? Yeah, and it was good because I could feel the energy. So when Diana said, oh, he's energetic or something like that, yeah, because I was ready, like a horse ready to run. So sometimes stress, you will have it, but in general, if you can reduce it and the students feel comfortable to speak, to talk, it's great. Okay, what else?
Is there any questions for Sweden?
Actually not. But I would like to say that it's important to have high expectations, be realistic about your abilities, about your circumstances and everything, and just go with the flow, I guess. So that's what it be. And I think no high expectations.
And you have great English. Have you ever taught anyone? Have you ever given any lessons?
Oh yeah, I mean I teach illiterate people from Somalia and all those schools. Yeah, I work for a migration agency with, as a side job I have this weekly.
Good to see you.
And I live in it's south of Sweden. And yeah, I've done all that for now. I mean just in Sweden for now 6 years. Around that period. And yes, I do teach, I give classes. It's Skype classes. I'm not a teacher as in, but I am studying linguistics, German language, English language. I'm from those fields.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The way I teach my students,
It has been great watching Abdullah teach. He does a difficult job because some of his students are young and some are a little older. They're like teenagers. And so a student that's 10 and a student that's 18 sometimes together, it's difficult. What I like is he pushes his students, but he does it in he cares for the students. You know, sometimes he will give a hug to the students, especially like that.
Of course I can, because if they leave, I will lose my accent.
Oh, you have to.
You have to be friendly.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the thing is, at the beginning I had a problem when, let's say, 5, 6 people in the group, students, and if there is 1 or 2 lazy, and they pull the whole group back, and the most advanced ones, the more persistent ones, they will be beginning. After 1 year I decided, okay, I will better get rid of the bad students, but keep the best ones. Okay, I think it's a matter of 1 week or 2 weeks.
Okay, if this will be not big matter.
Okay, then it's, let's figure it out.
Today's Wednesday meeting, Wednesday.
I don't know, maybe later. When are you leaving?
I'm leaving I haven't decided yet, but I think the third.
If you mean meeting just in Brooklyn or to go somewhere in the countryside?
I'm not sure, we have to think. We have to think about this. Next Wednesday.
I'm leaving next Wednesday, I'm flying out next Wednesday. Yeah,
We have a weekend next week, well, this weekend, next weekend. That's it. Let's see, this year. These plans. Okay, do you mind getting together for the picture?
no, I don't.
For it.
I will.
Так, интересно, как это теперь остановить?
That makes me, good for you.